Hello everyone, and we are now up to block 5, and today we're
Can
going
you believe it? Block 5! Oh my god! Wow! Oh, sorry.
almost halfway there, not quite. And this block is called the Catherine Wheel, and this was a lot of fun to make this one, and it's another really pretty one like the thistle. So Tony, do you want to explain to us how you did it?
Yeah. So this is the Catherine wheel, and I tried to make it look like we had circles. But you can imagine what it's like trying to make circles fit in a square. It's not easy. So I set myself a bit of a challenge. So you learn a new stitch, you learn cluster, or new terminology, I suppose. So part of why we're doing the Afghan is so that you get used to seeing different terminology, because people, when they write patterns, they use terms, and when you come across them in a pattern, you're like, well, what does that mean? So then you look for the abbreviation, and then you look for the explanation, and then you read it and go, okay, so that's what that means, and away you go with your pattern. This has got clusters in it, which is a group of stitches together. And then when you come back on your next row, you do another group of stitches inside the top of the group of stitches. So we'll do a close-up of these a bit later so you can see what they do. So what we've done is we do half of the cluster in one row, and then when you come back you do the other half of the cluster. So top of a cluster, bottom of a cluster, top of a cluster, bottom of a cluster, all the way along the row, and then you come back and you do it the other way. All right? Does that make sense? Yeah, a bit like a wavy line, or if you imagine rick-rack and then you fit rick-rack together the other way. Anyway, so that's what this is. So then when you go to do the end all the way around, you just need to make sure that you follow the instructions all the way around to get a nice straight edge all the way around. So that's Catherine wheel. So hopefully you end up with something that looks like circles within a square to give you Catherine wheels. All right? Hopefully you will enjoy it.
So I've done my 47 chain stitch, and the pattern then says to turn. So now what we're going to do is a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So there's our first chain, so we're going to do a single crochet into this second chain here. Okay. Then our pattern tells us, and we're going to do another single crochet in the next chain. So we're going to go down into here, and we're going to go into there. We're going to miss 3 chains next, and then we're going to do 7 double crochets in the fourth stitch. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to do 4 double crochets into this stitch here. So just check that again. So it's 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 7 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all done in that one stitch there. Okay, so now we're going to miss the next 2 chains. So we've got one under here, and we've got one there, and we're going to do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3. So we're back again now. So now we're going to miss the next 3 chain, and then in the fourth one we're going to do our 7 double crochets again. So there's 1, 2, 3. So we're going into this one here, into the fourth chain. Just count those out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And we're just going to repeat that through to the end of the row. So we're going to miss our next 2 chains, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets. So at the end, what we do is we're only going to do four double crochets in the last stitch. So we're still going to miss our 3. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, and then down into there. We're going to do our so there we go, and then at the end you've got your 4. I'll just move that up for you. So we've got our 4 7 double crochet shells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the last one we've just got 4 double crochets in that last stitch. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn our work, and we're going to do 1 chain. Then we're going to do a single crochet in the first 2 double crochets. So in our first one there, we're going to do a single crochet. 1, 2. Then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do 1 cluster over the next stitches. And so we're going to do it over the next 7. So here we go. You ready? So we're going to go down and in and do just through the first 2 stitches. So that's 1. So yarn over into your double crochet. Go, yarn over, pull through 2 stitches. We're going to do that over 7 stitches. So it's going across your 2 single crochets that you did in the row before. So that's what we're doing now. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so we'll just count these on our post. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus your 1 that's here, so it'll be 8. We're going to do a yarn over, just hold it down a little bit and just pull through all those stitches. Close that off. We're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3 stitches over here. So we're back up here where we haven't been yet, and we're going to do and then we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do a cluster over the next 7 stitches. So here we go again. There we go. So here we are. We've got our 7 plus our 1 at the end that we started with. So yarn over, hold it down and just pull it all the way through those stitches. And then we're going to chain our 3. Come along here now, and we're going to do our 3 single crochets. We're going to do our 3 single crochets over the top of the cluster below. We're going to chain 3. And we've come up to the end, so we're going to do our 4 double crochets. And then we're going to turn our work. We're going to chain 3. We're going to do 4 double crochets in that first stitch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to miss our 3 chain space, and we're going to do our 3 single crochets. Okay, so we're jumping over here and we're going to do our 7 double crochets just into that space, that the chain that holds the 7 stitches together. 7, come across, find your double crochets at the top, and we're just going to pop 3 in there, 3 single crochets across those stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to miss our 2 chain space going in, and under here we're going to do our 7 double crochets. And then we do I'll go back, sorry. I'll miss the chain 3 space, and we're just going to pop 2 single crochets into the last 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Alright, so at the end of that row, this is what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to turn our work.
The camera will run out of batteries.
2, 3. And we're going to miss the first single crochet, and we're going to do a cluster over the next 3 stitches. So now we're going to start making our shell again. So over the next 3 stitches, because this will count as a double crochet. So we're going to do 1, 2, yarn over and pull through all. So then we're going to do our 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets. Yep, and the next 3. I'm going to chain 3, and then we're going to make our cluster again. So we're going to do this over the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, pull all through all of those. Then we're going to chain 3. Then we're going to do 3 single crochets again. We're going to chain 3. We're going to do another cluster here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and you're going to repeat that right through to the end of the round.
So if you just want to show the pattern
Yeah.
before we run out of battery.
And that's what your pattern will look like. So you'll start to come up and have these, and then you're starting your next one here directly above. Okay, there you go.
And if you want, you can, because she did 2 rows of single crochet around that. So just pull that over.
So on the finished one, as you can see, that's where we're coming up. On this one here, we do 2 rows of single crochet on your, well, once you've finished all the way up, go around and do that according to the stitches that you need.